Good morning, everyone. So, it's Saturday and it's already hot outside. It's, 10:41 in the morning, and you can just feel the heat and the pressure and the ickiness, like it just needs to storm really bad. So this is me taking back what I said about not wishing for rain, and yeah, I'm gonna wish for rain because it needs to actually rain. Just saying. Anyway, topic for discussion today. Let's talk about sex, baby. So, here's an observation. Well, a couple of things first. In this area alone, there are probably 5 or 6 strip clubs that are for men. Okay. Where they can go and gawk and oogle these women who are barely dressed and not dressed at all and take their clothes off, and they can't touch them, but they can look and they can enjoy the view. Okay. Basically they can bark at the end of their chain. That's it. Okay. Great. People like that connection, that feeling like somebody wants to be naked in front of them. That's hardly the case, but go with it. Okay. So this weekend there's quite a few male review nights. So for those of you that don't know, that's where women get to go and we watch the men take their clothes off. They dance for us, and they're fun to look at, the same as if you were to go to Crazy Horse and enjoy the woman being naked. Now a woman will be able, like tonight, can go to Alexander's and enjoy the view and bark at the end of their chain, if you will. So here's the standpoint. Women have this concept that, okay, you're gonna go to the strip club, congratulations, you're gonna bark at the end of your chain because you can't touch them. Yes, there are things that go on, and yes, there are shady places, and yes, there are some really disgusting things. Okay. But women know that, okay, then what? You got a woman that's just gonna basically give you blue balls. Congratulations, your new favorite color for the day is blue. That's the theme. When a man hears that a woman wants to go and enjoy that same sort of environment, even if it's just one night that might hardly ever come around in the town, they have the standpoint of, well, you can come watch me take my clothes off. Well, here's the thing. The same man can go to a strip club, or he could stay home and watch a woman take her clothes off. But humans like the idea of feeling wanted and feeling unobligated to, put out or, anything. Just feeling like that person wants to be there with you in that space, in that moment. So for a man to say that to a woman is kind of hypocritical. Like, wait, you want to go and you want to eat at a place like Hooters or Twin Peaks, which I will say this, both places are completely fun. I love them. Like, I love eating there. It's just the women are friendly, especially to women that come in, because women aren't there to gawk at them. We're not there, like, to oogle them and be like, oh, I see their boobies. Because that's not it. We enjoy the atmosphere. We enjoy the friendliness. It's completely different for men. They enjoy the flirting and the whole, yes, she looks good in those shorts. Do you know that the women at Hooters actually have to follow a diet and workout regimen? And if they don't, they lose their job. flat out. They have to fit the protocol. It'd be the same thing if they were a Dallas cheerleader, a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. They have to follow the diet plan and the workout regimen and everything. They have to stick to that guideline. And that's what they do at Hooters and Twin Peaks, you know. Like, we're going to put your body on display and we're going to make sure that it looks good so that people aren't sitting there going, you need a kimono. But that's what happens. What would we do? What would society do if there was a restaurant like that for men? Or not for men, sorry, for women. So instead of Hooters, it'd be, what, Cox? You know? Like, what would the term be, first of all? And because you can't have nudity in a food industry, body parts have to be covered and everything. So would it be like men dressed up like cowboys and Indians and firemen and whatnot, like just all these fantasy type images that women have, or that men assume women have? I don't know about most other women, but to me, the most attractive man is a man who can do construction, can see past his belly button at the same time, and also knows how to comfort a child when they're crying. That, to me, is sexy above all else. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a massage therapist, and I have clients that are very good looking, and I very much appreciate just being able to look at their body. And that's not why I do massage at all. That is nowhere near the ballpark of why. Anyway, I don't think that our society could even grasp that type of equality. We demand it. You know, we demand these infrastructures and protocols and regulations and everything so that things are equal. But if we actually did equalize all of it, there'd be a lot of issues, honestly. I mean, California passed a law that you cannot discriminate against natural hair. I get that ish, you know, like, I color my hair. I'm a natural blonde. Doesn't look it, but I am a natural blonde, okay? So that means that me coloring my hair, I cannot go up to a natural blonde or a natural brunette and give them grief about their natural hair color, if I'm understanding that regulation correctly. And it's like, really, people, it's hair. I mean, I know you want to have like these appropriate uniforms and displays of how you are as a person, especially in the workplace. You don't want anything that's offensive. But it would be offensive if I forced you to color your hair. That would be offensive. Men saying, stay home and look at me naked, and next week I'm going to the strip club. That would be offensive. It's hypocritical. And it's one of those, like, why? Why waste your energy just being like, this is bad? No, it's not. It's just not for you. Maybe we need to learn that phrase. It's just not for me. Body piercings. There are people that say, well, when you're 90, you're going to have holes all over your body. Probably. Including in your bones and your joints from arthritis. And, you know, like there's going to be a million other things. Okay? Or, like, when I got my first tattoo, it was just a small one. Okay? Nothing big, nothing major, nothing ostentatious or anything like that. And my grandfather told me that my body is my temple. And just like that, I was like, and I'm going to decorate it. And that's my standpoint. You don't have to believe in tattoos. You don't have to believe that they are a decoration. They are a symbol of something you have gone through or an important person in your life. You don't have to believe any of that. You don't have to believe that the calligraphy has, Celtic meaning or anything. It's just not for you. It's not that hard, My daughter, when she was, Amber was about 5, got lice. Horrible nightmare. Oh my God, horrible. Anyway, the only way to take care of it and the only way to get rid of it was to cut her hair. I asked her what she wanted, and she wanted a mohawk. Deal. Because she has a ton of hair, and in kindergarten classes, when Johnny gets it, Janie gets it, Sarah gets it, Betsy gets it, Ember gets it, like it just goes around and around and around, and it goes in circles nonstop. It's like this succubus of sanity. I'm serious. So when she said she wanted a mohawk, it was yes, absolutely, because that one strip of hair was so much easier than a mass of hair. It's just, oh my word, like it was a lot. You don't have to do that to your kid. You don't have to give them a mohawk. You don't have to believe that cutting their hair is a good thing. You don't have to believe that cutting their hair is a bad thing. It's just not for you. Self-expression is entirely on you. If I want to go and oogle the men who are willing to take their clothes off in front of me, then that's what I'm going to do. If you want to go and oogle the men or women, depending on who's watching this, then that's for you. That's great. See, I see it as a couple of things. One, it's entertainment. I'm an adult. I get to do adult things. Rarely, but I do. Another reason. One of the gentlemen is a friend of mine, and a few of them are my clients. Because despite what you think, that yes, they are taking their clothes off for money. Okay, there are people who take their clothes off for money and then they end up graduating from Harvard with a law degree. So, I mean, it's a job. Take it as you will. And I'm going for his support, to be there for him, because I get it. You do what you have to make things work. The final reason is because that is networking for me. So a couple of them are my clients. Well, now, tonight, with me being invited and whatnot, I can give out a couple of my business cards or a few of my business cards, and the next thing I know, I've got 15 more clients. That is networking. And that is super smart. I do the same thing when I go to a restaurant. If I like the service, if I like the person, guess what? Not only do they get the tip on my table, but they also get a business card from me or anything saying, this is my name, this is my license number, and you get a free massage. Because I've done waitressing. I've done that whole, hi, what can I get you started with today? I've done that, and people are ignorant and demeaning and disrespectful and oblivious to the torture. Unless you've done it, you have no idea. And that's just how I am. There was one time, my youngest was in the hospital with food poisoning, and she was super sick. The poor baby was super sick. Getting a vein in her arm was next to impossible. It took 3 nurses before they were able to get a vein. And the one who got it, she was so sweet, so kind, so gentle, so patient, like just was an amazing person. Yes, I gave her my business card. People like that deserve it, hands down. I mean, nurses, doctors, anybody who works with people deserve pampering because people are annoying. I'm just kidding. I mean, well, yes and no. People can be annoying and obnoxious and ungrateful and forgetful and ignorant. That is a big, big flaw in humanity, is ignorance. You know, it's just, it's sad. 50 years ago, let's see, 50 years ago, that would put us back in the 60s. If my math is, nope, 70s. I can do math. Anyway, things like Hooters wouldn't have necessarily been a big, huge, popular thing. Or, which strip clubs were. But, I mean, nudity then was completely different to what it is now. Nudity now is, you know, the G-string has to still be on, but everything else is what goes in a strip club. Back then, you know, they had the little tassels and the things that twirl, or obviously I don't own any pasties. I don't know if they were even pasties back then. I wasn't there. Anyway, that's what that is. Like, 50 years ago, we wouldn't have dealt with all of this, with the whole, your hair is purple. Ah! I've had mermaid hair color. I rocked it. Yes, I am 37 years old. And yes, I had my hair mermaid colored when I was 35. Is that old for my age? Like, is that one of those, no, you're not allowed to have your hair that color because you're too old at this point? No, I'm not. If I'm 90 and I want mermaid hair color, that's what I'm going to get. Because it's me. I'm going to love what I put out. I'm going to love everything that I do. Well, no, I can't say that. Everything that I put my body through, I'm going to try and appreciate. We'll go with that. Because in one way or another, it's self-appreciation. You know, people think that stripping is, you know, it's disrespectful to yourself. Well, so is drinking every night. It's disrespectful to your body. Heroin addicts, it's disrespect to your body. Somebody paying their bills and making sure their kids have everything that they absolutely need, and if they have to do it while they're taking their clothes off, then that's what they're doing. It doesn't mean that they love themselves less. It means they are doing what they have to do in that moment. Are there people that, yes, they morph what they do into something that it shouldn't be? Yes, that happens. Massage therapists get that stigma all the time with the whole happy endings. And it's one of those, okay, here's my standpoint. I have never in my life worked for Disney. I'm not a Disney princess. I do not do happy endings. Do I believe in happy endings? Yes, absolutely. Someday, my Prince Charming, he might be a construction worker, but he's going to come along, and I'm going to be in love with him, and I'm going to live with him and love him the rest of my life. That's my happy ending. A happy ending on a massage table is when the client is leaving, feeling relieved, not sexually. And that's my standpoint. That's just that. It doesn't mean that there aren't massage therapists who aren't legitimate massage therapists. You know, and those are the ones that they're the masseuse. You know, they do the happy ending, like the show The Client List. Okay, I like that show. There are probably other massage therapists that are like, no, how could you? No, that's disrespect to your field. No. You're right. It might be. But it's the ability to being able to step back and see it from a different standpoint and be unbiased. You know, I always worry that my clients, especially the older ones, the geriatric type clients, that, when they're breathing really, really slow, like it's the paying attention and making sure that they are still breathing. I always worry that happens. And in one of the first episodes of the client list, that happens. The client stops breathing and the client dies on the table. I always worry that's going to happen. I'm glad that it hasn't. I am so super glad that hasn't. But it's still the possibility, It's just, it doesn't mean that there isn't, somebody out there who's changing what they do into something else and making it harder for other people who have paid for their education and have worked really hard to achieve and maintain and progress in the field that they are in. It happens. And it might not be for you. And that's fine. I am smart with computers. Super smart with computers and programming and everything, to the point where I designed an entire website in my computer class as a final, upside down. Because my teacher told me I had no clue what I was doing. So I designed it all upside down. It all mirrored itself. And he was completely blown away. He was like, "How did you do this?" I said, "You're the computer teacher. You figure it out." Probably disrespectful, but at the same time, it's one of those, you tell me that I can't do something, that I don't know how to do something, when I do, I'm going to prove otherwise. And you won't like it. That's how I handle me. And it might not be for you, and that's okay. But that's just how it goes. Okay, I let my kids cuss. It might not be for you. But if my daughter stubs her toe after she trips over the dog and then drops something super important and it breaks and she wants to yell fuck, I'm going to let her. Because just there isn't another term, nobody wants to just suddenly yell Fraggle Rock when they hurt themselves like that. Sometimes one syllable is all you can get out, so you might as well make it worth it. Because "and" is not a word that expresses anything. Just saying. And it might not be for you. Self-expression might not be for you. Enjoying life might not be for you, and you might like staying in your bubble, and that's great. But I hate to tell you, someday, boop, the bubble's gonna pop. And you're gonna wonder where you went, how you lost you, what your hobbies even are, because you won't have a clue, because you get stuck in this rut. So yes, tonight I am going to a male review night because I like the idea of men wanting to be naked in front of me, and I don't have to please them. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to worry about them loading the dishwasher wrong. I don't have to worry about them taking out the trash and forgetting the trash bag. I don't have to worry about them changing the oil in my car and forgetting to put in a new filter. I don't have to worry about any of those things that can or could go wrong. I don't have to worry about any of it. So for one night, I can feel like, yay, I'm pretty. I already know that I am. I already know that I am a wonderful person. I already know that I have my days where I am a bad parent. I already know that I have my days where I'm a stubborn pain in the butt. I already know all those things about me. But it's one of those, that's somebody in front of me who doesn't give a damn about anything I've done wrong or anything I haven't achieved. And I like that feeling. I'm not obligated to anybody, and nobody is obligated to me in that aspect. You know, I'm obligated to my kids. I have to be a parent 24/7. Bottom line, do I rock at it? Some days. Some days I am phenomenal, and I embrace that. Other days, my kids look at me like I am Pennywise and the creepy person, you know? And I'm okay with that too. Might not be for you, but it is for me, and it works. So, take this message today exactly as it is. What somebody else does might not be for you, but you still do you. That's it. You don't have to be vegan. You don't have to be an omnivore. You don't have to be an herbivore. You don't have to do yoga. You don't have to be the IT person. You don't have to be the nerd. You don't have to be the popular cheerleader. You don't have to be the blonde from California. Well, she doesn't look like a California girl. She doesn't sound like it because she sounds Southern. Yes, I do sound Southern. I have all of my life, which is really, really weird. But anyway, so, I can do that. Oh my God, like, totally. This is so bizarre. Like, wow. Did you see how she looked in that bathing suit? That was so, 1992. I could do that. I don't need to. That's not for me. And it's probably not for you either. And for any blondes that are watching this right now going, really? Does she really just totally make fun of me? Yes. If that is how you talk, then yes, I did make fun of you. Not you as in if your name is Jane or Sarah or whatever your name is. I'm not picking on you solely. I'm saying blondes in general that have that perspective. I am a natural blonde. So I can go there. It might not be for you, and that's fine. Because you know what's not for me? Ignorance. And defiance. Or a lack of human respect. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my choices. Just like I don't have to like you, and I don't have to like your choices. I don't have to like the color of shoes you're wearing. I don't have to like that your socks match. I don't have to like that they don't match. Because at the end of the day, it won't matter. It won't make a difference in your life at all if I like your socks. I mean, seriously. So, go do you. Have fun. Be in a moment. Every moment, be in it. It's worth it. Even if it hurts. Every moment is a lesson for next week. It just is. So, anyway. Bye, everyone.